So, you want to develop your own writing style, don't you? You cheeky chipmunk, you. Well, you have come to the right place. Because you want to sound original, don't you? Interesting. Maybe even dangerous? Hey, listen, I'm not here to judge. You can sound any which way you want. The point is, you don't want to sound like a dumb AI whenever you sit down to write. You want to write with your own beautiful voice. And don't worry, because I'm going to show you how you can develop your beautiful voice so you can just sing your heart out. Or in this case, write. But let's be real, singing's a bit more fun. But anyway, when I'm done with you, you're not going to sound like all those copycats who don't know their ass from their face. I learned this stuff the hard way, and I'm just going to lay it all down on the floor for you. Right here, right now, raw. Pause. In all seriousness, there is a critical truth that no one tells you when you first start, and that's this. Your voice is not something that comes just from day one. It's something that has to be developed over time and with practice. Let me show you how to get there the easy way without any overthinking and not sounding like anyone else online. And that's by getting one thing out of the way immediately. And that's this. Originality is totally overrated. I hate to break it to you, but the things you're going to come up with are not original in the slightest. Don't take this the wrong way, but unless you're enlightened, you haven't had a single original idea for your entire life. And that's okay, because I'm the same. Believe it or not, I am not enlightened. The truth is, everything you think of is just a remix of things you've consumed in the past. And the sooner you realize this, the quicker you can start writing cool stuff. You know why? Because you're not going to be scared of stealing. And this is the thing that holds most writers back. Because they think they have to be original. And when they realize they aren't, and that the things they write about have been written about by toddlers, they just get sad and don't write anything. But you're not like them. Because you know that stealing is good when it's art. In fact, it's great. Stealing is only bad if you're stealing from a shop. Don't do that. But let me be crystal clear, because some people will misunderstand me. I am not telling you to plagiarize like some pathetic weasel. That's just mean. Don't do that. What you want to do is you want to steal from loads of people. You take different things from different people. You take a hook from X creator. You take a topic from a Y creator. You take a tone of voice from a Z creator. You combine it all together and voila, Bob's your uncle, you have an original piece of content. I'm not kidding, this is actually how it works. And the incredible thing is, if you do this long enough, your own writing style, voice, whatever you want to call it, will eventually emerge. And it's so ironic because your original voice is just a collection of things you got from somewhere else. This is what Tarantino did, this is what David Bowie did, this is what the Beatles did, this is what every single creator worth their salt did. And that's exactly what you're going to do. So, I've just absolutely curb-stomped your beliefs about originality and stealing. Now what do you do? Well, I want you to now run a little test on something you've written. Look at something you've written and ask yourself, if no one was to read this, would I still be happy with it? If I posted it and no one read it, no engagement, would I still think it's the coolest thing in the world? If no, then fucking scrap it because you're just trying to impress people and you're insecure. If yes, then share that bad boy. Because the truth is, style comes from alignment. When your writing starts entertaining you, that's a very good sign that you should share it with the world. Why do you think I'm making this video? Why do you think I'm acting like such a weirdo? I'm doing this for me. This is fun for me. I'm just enjoying myself spreading my seed all over YouTube. Jesus Christ, pause. The truth is, and all jokes aside, the best things I've written weren't these incredibly polished things or the most intelligent things. They were just the ones I enjoyed writing the most. And even if no one else felt the same, I don't care. I enjoyed it, and it's my shit, and that's all that matters. If you like the thing you write, then that's the only litmus test you need. But don't run away just yet, don't click off the video because there is something very important you need to learn. I'm about to drop one of the biggest truth bombs in the entire history of writing content online. And if you don't accept this as fucking gospel, you're going to be floundering around aimlessly for the rest of your life, just wasting your entire existence forever. But before I get to that, I want to talk about one of the best ways to stand out. Have you ever walked a dog that's just pulling like crazy? Obviously, the dog wants to go somewhere, right? It's very desperate to go somewhere. So in those situations, and providing you're in a safe area, obviously, just let the dog off its leash and let it run. This is the same thing you have to do with your brain when you want to write interesting things. In other words, you want to start making weird connections between things. Dan Koe is a great example of this. So Dan Koe makes really cool content, right? He makes content about business, consciousness, spirituality, ego development, making money online. And he's able to combine all of these weird things that seem completely distant and far apart, but he brings them all together, and they all serve his argument that he's making in his content. And if you've been a regular viewer of my channel, not to toot my own horn, I do the exact same thing. So in a lot of my videos, I've drawn connections between like Quentin Tarantino, the Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, writing content, how to grow an audience, Medium, consciousness, all this stuff, right? And it's weird. None of these connections seem like they're connected, but by connecting them through your writing, it becomes a lot more interesting. And this is the thing that makes your content stand out a lot more. There's a reason why Dan Koe's content is crushing it. It's because most people aren't approaching content creation with that kind of depth. If you want to have a sick brand, if you want to be an amazing writer, you have to do this as well. Because if you're still looking around for your style, you've already got it. Your mind is your style. Because your style isn't just how you say things, it's also what you choose to compare and focus on. In short, if you want to just sum up this section, just be a weirdo. The weirder you are and the weirder your interests are, the better your writing will be. I don't make the rules, but this is how it is. Now, as promised, let's drop that truth bomb. You might not like it, but I'm going to drop it on you anyway because it's bloody important. Because if you want to develop your own writing style, there is only one thing you need, and that's volume. Yes, you're a writer. You need to write, and you need to write a lot. Especially when you're not great. Look, I'm Godfrey the Great, okay? There's never been a time when I haven't been great. But there was possibly maybe a time when I was a little less than great. Just possibly. Unlikely, but it's conceivable. Let's just put it that way. The truth is, mate, you will not find your style just by thinking about it. In fact, if that's all you did, I can promise you with 100% certainty, you'd never find it. I want you to think about your style like a statue that's hidden under a rock. You need to uncover it. It's underneath that rock. But if you can't be asked, if you can't be fucked to chip away at that rock, day by day, bit by bit, then you're never going to have your style. And you do this by writing more. The more you write, the more your style crystallizes and forms. But if you're watching this far, then I'm going to assume you're already sold on, yeah, I'm going to do a lot of writing, and I commend you for that. But there is one more piece of the puzzle that you need, and that is taste. I genuinely believe that developing your taste is half the battle. You need to know what you love like the back of your hand. It needs to be so familiar to you that you can just close your eyes and see it. Equally, you need to avoid the things you hate like the plague. For example, my dad hates James Joyce. I don't know why. I think you read a book by him once, and I think one of the last chapters in his book just didn't have any punctuation. And while loads of people say, oh, it's a work of genius, it's one of the greatest pieces of literature ever made, my dad just thought, you dickhead, why are you writing with no punctuation? What's wrong with you? What this means is my dad has different taste. And because his taste is different, that's going to inform how he writes and also what he chooses to read. He's definitely not going to write like James Joyce. If anything, he might go the opposite way and just write something that's got too much punctuation just to give Joyce the middle finger. But in short, your goal with taste is to lean into the things you like and stay away from the things you don't like. If you like punchy stuff, start punching your readers in the face. If you like flowery stuff, send your readers flowers. Not literally, this is all metaphorical. Although, Nothing wrong with receiving a few flowers here and there. Also, what are you writing for? What is the intention behind what you're writing? Is it to educate? Is it to entertain? Is it to provoke? Is it to heal yourself? Whatever your goal is, that will also dictate how you write. Start noticing what excites you and what repels you, and make creative decisions accordingly. So, we have covered a lot of things in this video. We've covered taste, we've covered drawing connections, we've covered volume, we've covered writing stuff you want to read and also being a copycat. But there's still one thing I haven't touched on, and that is courage. You see, wanting to become a writer is a very brave thing. Now, don't get me wrong, it's maybe not the same kind of bravery that you'd have if you have to charge into battle or jump out of an airplane. But writing isn't easy, and developing your own writing style is not going to be a walk in the park. Hence why so many so-called writers don't make the effort and end up developing their own styles. Instead of finding their own voice, they just endlessly copy other people verbatim and end up sounding like just a bunch of brain-dead chimps, spitting out noises to try and sound like other chimps. It's stupid. If you really follow the steps I've outlined in this video, you will not have that problem. In fact, I expect you to thank me when you eventually pop off like a superstar. It doesn't matter if no one gets you yet, because it's only a matter of time before they do. Write like the weirdo you are, steal from the best, and write a lot. Sing, you cheeky little chipmunk, because I will be listening. Click the first link in the description if you want to learn how to master the art of psychology in your writing. Click the second link in the description if you're serious about becoming a digital writer in 2025 and are ready to absolutely crush it. And if you found this video useful, I think you'll like this next one where David Bowie's going to tell you why you should never be writing things for an audience. I'll see you there. Bye.